Judge, the charges he's facing, and how riders are responding. Plus, 2 people are safe after a plane crashed into the Catawba River. What we're learning from officials at the scene. And the Fort Mill Strawberry Festival happening today. How to get in on all the fun down in the Palmetto State when Wake Up Charlotte weekend starts right now.
You're watching Wake Up Charlotte on WCNC Charlotte.
Well, good Saturday morning to you. I hope your day is off to an amazing start. You're getting a live look over Uptown right now where it's looking beautiful. We'll have to see if your day is going to be just as beautiful as that throughout it. Thanks for starting it with us. I'm Kaylin Hagwood.
And I'm meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees. I'm happy to report that we overall have a great weekend.
All right, looking forward to that and happy to see you today, my friend.
I know. Missed you on Sunday. If you can tell, I'm still a little sniffly. I went to the Taylor Swift concert last weekend in Atlanta. That's why I wasn't here on Sunday. And I think the combo of being around all those people got me a little sniffly, but thankfully feeling a little bit better. And honestly, this weekend's going to be great because, you know, we had 8 weekends in a row of rain.
I know.
This could be one of the ones that we don't actually get measurable rainfall at Charlotte Douglas. So let's take live pictures first. From Monroe, Dallas, Kannapolis, you can see some high clouds mixing in with some low cloud cover. What's interesting is that Mecklenburg County, Gaston County, Lincoln County over toward Cabarrus, Union, Anson, we're kind of on a line where we have a lot more cloud cover to our south down toward Columbia with more sunshine to our north. So you can see Boone looks nice and clear. This is kind of going to be one of the dividing lines this afternoon on who actually does see the opportunity for some rain. So of course those live pictures right now, you can see that there across the board. Everyone still though looks pretty nice as we're kicking off our morning here. So here's satellite and radar. Again, you can see kind of those clouds down to our south, known as Greenville, Newberry, down toward Camden. We are seeing more abundant cloud cover, even some showers there in the upstate of South Carolina, down toward Atlanta, Georgia. But of course, areas to our north and east, you can see clearer skies over toward Raleigh. So where are we temperature-wise? Well, similarly to what we just talked about with the cloud cover, areas that are seeing clouds right now are a touch warmer. Notice Greer at 55. We have 53 there for Rock Hill, Lancaster at 54, but then 40s up to the north where we're a little bit clearer. So again, this dividing line is going to be a lot of a driving factor, I will say, to whether or not we see rain this afternoon. I'm going to keep those chances low at about 20% for most of the Charlotte area, which means a lot of sunshine, but I don't think we're necessarily going to be completely dry this afternoon. So of course, coming up, I'm going to time those out for you hour by hour. We'll look ahead to Sunday too, which will feature a chance for rain, but a different kind of time frame. More on that, of course, coming up.
Breaking this morning, CMPD tells us 1 person is dead after a car crash on Old Statesville Road. They say Gibbon Road going toward I-77 at Statesville Road is shut down. Expect to take an alternate route. We are working to find out more details as to what led to the crash, and we'll keep you updated as we learn more. Well, a man facing a judge after police say he stabbed someone on the Lynx Gold Line Thursday. We're getting new details about the suspect's history and what riders are saying about safety on the route. Wake Up Charlotte's Austin Walker has the details.
You can see the Gold Line is back to normal operation after Thursday's stabbing, but some people say this could happen anywhere, while other riders say this makes them cautious of their next ride. A scary scene on Thursday, leaving some streetcar riders searching for answers.
I was like, oh my God, they need metal detectors maybe, I don't know.
Thursday afternoon around 4, CMPD responding to a call for a stabbing on the CityLinks Gold Line. Police arriving to the 800 block of West Trade Street, just steps away from Johnson & Wales University, finding a victim sustaining serious injuries and medic transporting them to a nearby hospital. All while the suspect flees away.
Okay, Mr. Watson.
CMPD later arresting the suspect. Friday morning, 49-year-old Robert Bruce Watson making his first appearance in court for a bond hearing. WCNC Charlotte learning. Police reports show Watson has a fugitive charge out of South Carolina. We also learn this act of violence was random and the suspect does not know the victim. Carmen Harrison uses the Gold Line almost daily and says she hasn't had any issues, But following the incident, she says additional safety measures and security would be reassuring.
Because you don't never know what people is holding. I mean, they could have a gun, a knife, or a machete, or anything.
And others say Katz has already taken precautions.
They usually have like security and stuff like that, and that probably was just a rare occurrence.
Yeah, I never seen any incidents on the train.
Katz sending a statement saying, quote, "This is a tragic incident for all parties involved, and the safety and well-being of customers is Katz's top priority and concern."
Well, that was Austin Walker reporting. Watson's hearing is set for the 18th. No word yet on how that victim is doing. Well, a federal judge has sentenced a rioter from the January 6th attack to 14 years in prison. This is the longest sentence for a Capitol rioter so far. Peter Schwartz, who had 38 prior convictions, says he regrets the damage, but the Justice Department says that Schwartz had no remorse for his actions. According to prosecutors, Schwartz was armed with a wooden tire knocker and engaged in a series of assaults on officers during the riot. He's also accused of throwing a folding chair at the line of officers protecting the Capitol's Lower West Terrace. Well, your time now is 7:06. Turning to more of today's top stories in your morning rush. One person is in custody today after a deadly shooting in York County. Deputies say it happened near Ferries Road in Rock Hill. While the investigation continues, Ferries Road is closed between McConnell's Highway and Mockingbird Lane. A student could face charges after spraying pepper spray into a hallway at a local high school. This happened at Indian Land High in Lancaster County yesterday morning. Officials say that student got the pepper spray from another student who brought it to school. Well, we're told one person was taken to the hospital after this all took place, and right now, officials are working to figure out if the student should face any charges. Well, authorities are still trying to figure out how a plane crashed into the Catawba River. It happened around 9 yesterday morning. According to Lancaster County Sheriff's Office, the plane flipped upon impact. Both the pilot and passenger were able to safely escape. Crews did work throughout the day to remove that aircraft, and the FAA will continue its investigation into the craft, and once they learn more, they'll release those details in a coming report. And that's it for your morning rush. Well, hundreds of children are in foster care right now in Mecklenburg County, waiting to hear who they'll call mom and dad, but there aren't nearly enough foster families to care for all of the kids who need it. This morning, we meet one family who decided to be a part of the solution and ended up with a story they never expected. WCNC reporter Michelle Bowden explains in this exclusive story.
This family set out to be a stopover place for kids going through tough times, but they soon switched gears and decided to adopt. Only there was nothing quick about it. It took almost 4 years, a broken system worse than ever before, thanks to COVID.
With stripes. You want that on your toe?
There are some things you just want your mom to take care of.
There you go. Do you feel better now? Have a kiss. Mwah. It's been truly the most hardest thing that we've ever done, but also the most beautiful for sure.
Robin and Bo Leonard were almost empty nesters. 2 kids in college, 2 almost there, when a friend became a foster parent, prompting them to sign up as well.
And our goal initially was to have 100 kids, just a few weeks, a few months at a time, and have a temporary situation. That was what we thought we were getting into and would provide.
And then the second child into their home, a 13-month-old little girl.
Leah came to us in January of 2019.
She had just not been taken care of.
She was really dirty. The way she acted the first time we gave her a bath, I don't know that she had ever had a bath.
And bringing her in and watching that transformation was really special to be a part of. Watching her smile come back, watching her find words, watching her learn how to play, watch her gobble down food, it was just an amazing thing to be a part of.
When she came to us, we thought we would have her for a week. And she had been with us for 3 or 4 months when we found out that she was going to be a big sister and that she had a full-blooded sister on the way. So Hattie was born just a few days short of a year of when we got Leah. And she's been with us since she was 2 days old.
When social workers told them there was no one in the family fit to take the girls, they immediately made the decision to adopt.
We were having monthly visits, court dates, working with bio parents and social workers, my social worker and their social worker. So there's just a lot of outside stress that comes into it. So that's the hard part, and the unknowing of what tomorrow is going to bring.
But it would take 3 long years.
Because the cases took so long, there were judges that came and went from family court. We also had some changes in the attorneys for the county. So there were a lot of people coming and going, and it felt like we had to start over every time there was a new person.
Leah is very bright and very aware and knew just enough to know that my last name is different when I go to school. She just had enough to have this yearning for permanency. And when the adoption came through for her, she just felt such relief and such happiness around it, which was really just so special to be a part of it.
Leah is now 5, Hattie now 3. We sat down with the girls themselves.
Are we doing over? No.
What were the papers? What did the papers mean?
I got adopted. I get to be in a family.
The Leonards say their family will never be the same, and they are so grateful for that.
We're nothing special. We're just ordinary people that got to do an extraordinary thing, and it's changed every single one of us.
Their oldest daughter, Molly, went through training to be a foster mom. Daughter Ellie is in college studying to be a social worker.
But it's full and it's good, and there's so much laughter. I'm not trying to romanticize it. I mean, there's hard days and it's exhausting, and I'm so much older doing this, but it's amazing to do it. It's just an amazing thing to be a part of.
Coming up tomorrow, the shocking thing we discovered while working on this story. What happens when there aren't enough foster families, when a child has nowhere to go? What we found out, it will haunt you. That story, you won't want to miss it. That's tomorrow at 6. Back to you.
Thank you, Michelle. If you are interested in learning more about how to foster a child, there's a class later this month. We've got more information on that and many more resources on our website, WCNC.com. Let's talk a little travel news. Summer is on the way, and Spirit has announced a new batch of flights out of Charlotte Douglas. Travelers can now fly directly from the Queen City to Nashville and Dallas. And starting now, you can book trips to Los Angeles through the airline. Spirit says they want to keep giving people more travel options at affordable prices. If you're looking to find some fun this weekend, you won't have to travel far. Fort Mill is hosting its 14th annual Strawberry Festival today. Our Larry Sprinkle has a quick preview on how you can satisfy your love for fresh strawberries from the farm.
This is the Peach Stand in Fort Mill, South Carolina, but it's all about strawberries and the Strawberry Festival. But we have strawberry jam, strawberry preserves, strawberry cider, everything strawberry. But it all starts down on the farm. This is Springs Farms in beautiful Fort Mill, South Carolina. 4 acres of the best strawberries in the world right here. Ron Edwards is the manager of Springs Farms. Looks like a great crop this year.
Yeah, we got a really good crop. Yes,
the
sir.
sweetest strawberries in the world, right?
In the South, yes, sir.
In the South, yeah, I'm saying in the world.
Hey, I agree with that. Well, we have a good crop. As you being a weatherman, you're fully aware of the weather we've had, and we've had some challenges with the rain and so forth, but plenty of berries. Use this field too for a pick your own. People come out and actually pick their own berries. Looking forward to the Strawberry Festival so everybody can have some strawberries.
Yeah, I love the Strawberry Festival because, you know, it's not just picking and eating them. There's so many things you can do with strawberries. People pick their own, and what do? What do they make?
Well, you can get them deep fried. You can get them on top of funnel cakes. It's kind of neat to see what each vendor does with strawberries because each vendor's challenged to have something with strawberries.
The Strawberry Festival, Fort Mill, South Carolina. Chris Tardelli is the PR manager for the town of Fort Mill. This is an exciting time, and so much has gone on with the Strawberry Festival. All started last weekend, right?
It sure did. We've had a whole slate of events from the last few days that included our beauty pageants. We had our Sprint and Stroll 5K, our Strawberry Soiree, our festival brunch. So we've just been very excited.
It's really fun for the whole family, right?
It is. We're very excited. If people are interested in strawberry food, we actually have a strawberry menu we've made this year. Shows off all the different kinds of food each vendor will have that's strawberry related. We'll have strawberries for sale at the 2 entrances, but then we have a full day of rides and excitement.
Strawberry time in America happens right here in Fort Mill, South Carolina. You like strawberries? We got the very best, and maybe we'll bring a few back to the station. Larry Sprinkle, back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Larry. Many of us, including myself and Brittany, will be at the Strawberry Festival today. So if you see us, come say hi. You can find more information about events and when you can pick the berries on our website, WCNC.com. And
Larry Sprinkle always delivers. If he is at an event where there's food, he will bring stuff back. So he brought these strawberries.
Got a few
I was eating them during the 4 p.m. newscast last night. Strawberries are my favorite fruit. That's actually why I wore red today in honor of the Strawberry Festival.
It's a lot fresher than if you go to the grocery store, getting it directly from a farm. This is amazing.
And Caitlin and I were talking during Larry's story. I think that I might try a little deep fried strawberry.
I did not know that you could deep fry a strawberry. So that, I guess,
I mean, they say the sweetest, berries in the South, and I think I'd have to agree. So hopefully you guys will come out and see us. Of course, there's a lot of fun events going on this weekend, and I'm glad that the weather's looking better.
Definitely. All right, guys, here are a couple more stories that you should be looking out for in your day. We're learning more about a proposal to bring a social district to Uptown and South End. Now, Charlotte Center City Partners is telling us that they've recently submitted the plan for consideration. A social district allows people to walk outside with alcoholic drinks, and those who would have them purchased will have to get them from participating businesses. Now, several neighboring cities, including Gastonia, Kannapolis, and Monroe, have social districts in place already. And as we talk about reasons to get out and explore and have fun, you're taking a live look right now over Beach Mountain, where the sun is rising. It's looking just absolutely beautiful. Brittany Van Voorhees has a check of your weekend forecast in just a few minutes. But first, if you're a frequent driver in Charlotte, you've probably seen or driven through the express lanes, right, on I-77. For a small fee, drivers can zip through for a quicker, congestion-free commute. But one person on Reddit claims since they ride a motorcycle, they can actually use those express lanes for free. So is that true? Wake Up Charlotte's Megan Bragg verifies.
The traffic around Charlotte can be a pain. That's why many motorists decide to pay a little extra to get places faster using the I-77 express lanes. A Reddit user claims because they drive a motorcycle, they can travel the express lanes for free. So the question, can motorcyclists use the I-77 express lanes for free? Let's verify. Our source is the North Carolina Department of Transportation and NC Quick Pass. According to NC Quick Pass website, certain vehicles can use the express lanes for free, and that does include motorcycles not pulling trailers. In an email from NCDOT, they tell us this was a rule based on Federal Highway Administration's guidelines, which allow motorcycles free travel in Hove Lane because the wear and tear on roads caused by motorcycles is minimal. According to NC Quick Pass, other vehicles that can use express lanes for free include those traveling in a vehicle with 2 or more passengers. However, they must first set their Hove status with Quick Flex or Quick Pass transponder. First responders and registered transit vehicles can also go through express lanes free of charge. So yes, we can verify that motorcyclists can go through the I-77 express lanes for free. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
All right, an interesting fact there. If you have something you want us to get verified, email us at verify@WCNC.com. All right, guys, time to connect the dots and we make the news make sense. Everyone likes to splurge on their favorite things when they're feeling sad, but a new study says we may actually indulge in retail therapy when we're actually happy. So here's Ben Thompson.
Our mental health can impact our shopping habits in a surprising way. Let's connect the dots. When it comes to treating ourselves, people might actually see retail therapy as a reward. A new study from the Conference Board shows that people are more likely to buy anything from a new outfit to ice cream when we think our mental health is improving. And it comes during a tough time for folks' finances. People reported that since the pandemic, their finances are worse off. And even if people can't afford it, they'll still pay for luxuries if they're in a good mood. The reason? A better mental state means a more active social life. The study found connecting with friends and family leads to people spending more money. They're splurging on things like ice cream, clothing, coffee, and spa services. So the next time you're in a really good mood, don't be surprised if you end up spending more money. And that is connecting the dots.
So in other words, you spend money if you're down, you spend money if you're happy. We just spend money. We just like to spend some money. Well, if you want to restock your library, this is actually a free thing you can do. It's Comic Book Day, and several stores and libraries in the Charlotte area are giving away free comics and graphic novels. Now, those include Allegra Westbrook's Regional Library on Beatties Ford Road and Rebel Base Comics and Toys on Sharon Amity Road. And they're also hosting free art events as well. All right, let's talk some weather news as we take a live look now over Lake Norman, which is just gorgeous. I've been saying it's gorgeous all day, Brittany.
Yeah, you really have. And honestly, I think that this weekend is going to be great. So just to do a little math here. So there have been 17 weekends so far this month. No, I'm not including this weekend. 11 of those we've seen rain, which is not atypical for like spring, summer, but pretty not normal for like late winter, early spring. But 8 of those have happened in a row. I think this could be one that could break that streak where we don't actually see rain accumulated at Charlotte Douglas International. Now, again, that's not to say that, you know, it didn't rain at the airport, but maybe it rained, you know, at your house or something like that today or tomorrow. But it is not widespread. Not everybody is expecting it. So pretty good weekend.
So if you're at home and you're like, I see a drizzle outside right now, it's okay.
It's definitely not drizzling right now. There's a few showers possible this afternoon, but I mean, we were at 60% chance of rain earlier this week for today, and now I've dropped us to 20. So things have continuously trended drier.
In the right direction.
So, chef's kiss to the forecast today. Now this morning it's already beautiful because of course we kicked off a little bit later than normal. So we already have a lot of blue skies to show you. Of course you can see a few clouds mixing in here from South Charlotte. So while it's not a completely sunny day, it will be a much nicer forecast here as we head throughout your afternoon. So let's talk about why we're starting to see this change. So we have a low pressure system and a frontal boundary that's trying to push in from the south and west, but what's called a blocking system. It's typically when a high pressure system is just kind of sitting right there. It's kind of blocking a lot of this moisture from arriving here. So you'll notice kind of our dividing line here with better opportunities for rain, more cloud covers down toward Atlanta, the upstate of South Carolina, and even toward the coast near Charleston. But for most of our area today, it does look like a lot of that moisture is going to stay away. So again, this doesn't mean we're completely dry. You will have a stray shower potential later on this afternoon, but it is not widespread, and then a few storms on Sunday. But I'll get to that in just a second. So first things first, let's talk Wells Fargo Championship. It has been a great week. Of course, yesterday and Thursday especially were probably the best days we had, but what an interesting end to the championship forecast, right? We started off with kind of those practice days, Monday and Tuesday, windy with highs in the upper 60s and sunshine. We're going to end this weekend with more of a southeasterly wind, which pumps up a little bit more moisture out there. Gusts, though, a lot lower, but a lot warmer temperature-wise. We're talking upper 70s today and lower 80s tomorrow. So that's your Saturday and Sunday. What's going to be different for golfers for the Wells Fargo Championship will be the fact that it's not that the wind's not blowing. It's lighter, though. It's coming in from the opposite direction from earlier this week. So that'll definitely create a slight bit of a challenge there for this weekend. But of course, we also talked about the Strawberry Festival going on in Fort Mill. I mean, look at that sunshine. Again, only a few showers possible. I'm keeping us at 20% really for a maximum today. So sunshine, clouds, a stray shower. Again, a far cry from our forecast even just a few days ago. So it will be a much better day. I wanted to show you Futurecast to kind of see there a few clouds mixing in. So again, not completely sunny, and see those little pop-ups of green here and there. Again, they're going to be around. I just don't think they're going to be around for a lot of the area. And then tomorrow we will start off with a few more clouds, and then a better opportunity actually for some storms Sunday afternoon for the mountains, late afternoon into the evening for us here in the Charlotte metro area. So we are going to pop up that opportunity for some thunderstorms. I think this will actually be pretty much the biggest risk when it comes to the championship tomorrow. Outdoor plans tomorrow will be those late afternoon, early evening showers and thunderstorms, just because we know, of course, lightning typically causes an issue. Most, events, things like that are outside go by the 30-30 rule. So when you have lightning, thunder around, they do have to wait 30 minutes, before resuming play. Something else you're going to notice over the next few days is that our humidity levels are going to start to increase. This will probably be the same for the most part today. Dew points in the 40s and 50s, which is typically associated with really nice air this time of year. But notice as we start to see that wind shift out of the south, we eventually see dew points back in the 60s and even the low to mid 60s by tomorrow. This will start a trend of warmer and more muggier air especially for Carolina standards, especially tomorrow and into the early parts of next week. In fact, we again have a stray shower potential today with still drier air in place, but tomorrow you're really going to notice a change even as you step out the door in the morning. Then with a high of 81 degrees and that muggy air, it's going to feel it. And then you'll feel it even more so by Monday and Tuesday. And that's one of the reasons why we have those low end rain chances in the forecast to kick off the work week, Caitlin, is that anytime you get warmth, you get humidity, and you get any kind of daytime heating, oftentimes that results in scattered storms. So make sure you're prepared for that, and make sure you're prepared for the upper 80s by Tuesday. It could be close to our first 90-degree day of the year.
My goodness, things warming up. Let's take you over to Quail Hollow, where the third round of the Wells Fargo Championship getting ready to start. Wake Up Charlotte's Ashley Stroline was able to catch up with one of the players.
You mentioned friends, family, getting to be out here, a lot of folks living in North Carolina. So what does it mean when there's a tournament where you know they can easily get to and come out and support you?
Yeah, it's huge. It really is. My parents being a few hours away, and my sister as well, and my best friend, I stay with him about 20 minutes away from here in Longview, Paul. And so it's just, it's a lot of fun for me. Being a Dookie, I get harassed by a lot of Carolina folk and NC State folk, so I'm okay with that. But I'm going to come back at you. I'm going to come back at you with Coach K stuff or Duke stuff, but it's all good. I love being here in North Carolina.
Yeah, lots to be proud of when you're a Blue Devil, and just looking over your career, a true story of underdog, resiliency, and now 14 years on the tour, as you mentioned before this interview. Just looking at your story, to be out here competing in this tournament, to have the success that you've had, 2 PGA Tour wins, what does it all mean to you?
Yeah, well, it goes fast, I'll tell you that. Gosh, I mean, I spent 6 years living in my car on the mini tours after I graduated from Duke, and now I've been out here since '07. But it goes fast. It's a funny cycle. You know, at first it was just me and my wife, and then we have 2 kids, and then they were traveling with me. But now they have activities, so now it's kind of me by myself again. So I'm kind of like the old guy to a lot of these young, but that's fun too. It's kind of like mentoring and being the big brother. They call me Gramps sometimes, which I don't appreciate. It's gray hair. But kind of like mentor and be a big brother to a lot of these guys and take them to dinners and try and help them with life stuff and golf stuff and tour stuff and just be present.
Good morning, Larry Sprinkle here. Time for a Weekend Tail Wagger along with the good friends at the Humane Society of Charlotte. If you're watching last weekend, we had Hyacinth, and that sweet dog is still there. That's a happy dog. Let's bring on today's Tail Wagger. This is Aria. Aria is just waiting for her forever home. Aria is 3 years old, weighs about 32 pounds, just a real sweet dog. A little bit shy at first, but once she gets to know you, she becomes your forever friend. Loves to be close. You can call her the typical lap dog. Look at that face right there. That is a sweetheart. One of her favorite things to do with you is to ride in the car. She's great on a leash. I would say she'll be the perfect pet. Aria is her name. If you'd like to adopt her or check out any of the animals at the Humane Society of Charlotte, go to 1348 Parker Drive or log on to humanecharlotte.org. That's humanecharlotte.org for all the information and to set up appointments. So she's sitting there waiting for you right now. Her name is Aria. She's 3 years old, and she is our Weekend Tail Wagger.
Well, changing gears here, happening right now, King Charles's coronation at Westminster Abbey. It's been 7 decades since the last coronation when Queen Elizabeth was crowned in 1952. The religious service is being led by the Archbishop of Canterbury. The ceremony is expected to last about 2 hours. Then a procession will take the King, Queen, and several members of the royal family back to Buckingham Palace, where they're expected to gather on the balcony or the traditional wave to tens of thousands gathered outside. And King Charles has officially now been crowned. You can watch that ceremony live now on WCNC. Certainly a historic day.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know a lot about the royals. That's, not something that I keep up with a lot, but I do think it's very interesting from a historic perspective. I know we've talked about this. We both like history, and a lot of people, right, that are alive, including us, have never seen something like this.
Right,
so,
to see a change of guard, so to speak, something like this so momentous. So it's a really
that
big
is
deal.
Cool, to watch it this morning. I was watching it as I was doing the forecast on our channel. Let's talk forecast.
Yeah, a lot better today.
I know, I feel like we've been all smiles from pretty much the start of this to the end because of just how great the weather is expected to be this morning. So we of course have a lot of blue skies as you're kicking off the day. It is important to note that if you were watching the forecast earlier this week or you've been keeping up, we have continued to trend drier today. We have a blocking high pressure system just northeast of us. It's kind of keeping a lot of that moisture away. I don't think it means we're completely dry this afternoon. Still a few spotty showers, but about a 20% chance of rain. A lot of stuff going on today. We got the Strawberry Festival, Wells Fargo, the North Carolina Fight for Air Climb, which of course our own Chris Mulcahy is emceeing today. So get out, enjoy the great weather. Tomorrow we will have a few storms, but overall lots of dry